What's up, everybody? This is John Roberts with the Creative Kill Podcast today, and I am here hosting the show, this one by myself. The reason is because today I am doing what I love to do, and that is feature indie horror films. So every month I'm going to pick a couple indie horror films that I think that are going to be really, really fun, really, really successful. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this here in a little bit, guys. But just to let you know, we want to thank, first of all, 519 Studios. We want to thank Joy Horror Entertainment. We'd like to thank Wolf Krusemark Art, Doughboy Cookies, and then we have some new sponsors coming aboard. And then also, guys, I just want to put this out there. We have our Creative Kill exclusive interview with Russell Edwards, and Russell is the gentleman who successfully identified Jack the Ripper. I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But he did, and it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to hear about how Russell did this. I know it was through DNA evidence, and I know that he had bought some kind of piece of clothing or an article of clothing at auction from one of the prostitutes that was raped and killed by Mr. Ripper, the notorious serial killer. So here we go, guys. So we're going to get this segment started today, and this is called Big John's Horror Corner. Okay, and then during Big John's Horror Corner, I'm going to talk about everything indie horror. As you can see, guys, I'm wearing my Art the Clown shirt today because I'm a huge fan of the Terrifier series. I actually just saw, which is crazy, I'm a huge wrestling fan too, okay, guys? And I saw that Rhea Ripley, she just got a tattoo of her dog, and it looks like maybe a pug or maybe like a small bulldog, and it's got the Art the Clown flower glasses on it. Man, it is amazing. Rhea, I'd love to have you on the show at some point in time. We'd love to kill you. Anyway, so getting back to our indie horror shows. So today I'm going to feature 3 really, really cool concepts for independent horror films. Okay, guys? And so every time I post this out there, I'm just hoping I'm not getting any money from this. Okay, I just want to let you guys know we're just collaborating with these other production companies because indie horror needs to support indie horror. And so if you guys don't know, I'm actually going to make a small announcement today. We are shooting a feature film this summer, and it's going to be called Finding 66. And we are so excited. I can't wait. I really wish I could tell you guys more right now. I really do, but I can't because, you know, it's the good. Sometimes secrets are good when they're kept, if you know what I mean. So it's like we have an amazing cast. I can't believe I just talked to my 2 leads last night. They were nothing short of incredible, and we have some really, really, really great surprises for you guys. We've got some horror cameos that are coming out on this project. You know, and this is what I tell everybody. Listen, I am not this horror guru, I guess you would say. There's all these guys on Instagram, and I love you guys. I just want to tell you that. I follow all of you. I think you guys are amazing. You know so much about the genre, but I just love it because it's fun, and I've loved it since I've been a kid. I tell people this all the time that, you know, it's like being scared is being alive. All right? I worked in the private security industry for 20 years, and I saw a lot of stuff. And I could tell you right now that the kind of horror we like is the fun stuff. There's real horror out there, guys. There's homelessness. There's drugs. There's the fentanyl crisis. You know, there's all this other stuff that's going on. War. I mean, it's just terrible. And so just to take your mind away from things and go enjoy something that you love, whether you love, I mean, I love horror, okay? Me and my writing partner and one of my best friends, Wolf Krusemark, you know, we jumped into this indie horror scene probably about 3 or 4 years ago. We navigated some choppy waters, guys. There was some actors' strikes, a writer's strike, a teamster's strike. So it was kind of like, you know, we dodged a lot of bullets, and we waited a long time. We were planning on shooting the film sometime last year, and of course strikes hit. But since that happened, let me tell you this, it's only gotten better. Our casting got better. Our script got better. Our locations got better. We've got a really great entertainment company that's helping us fund the film. So we are super excited about Finding 66, and I can't wait to tell you more at some point. But let's get on to the indie horror stuff. What do you guys think? Okay? All right. So my first indie horror film that we are going to be promoting today is going to be called Screamboat. Woo! Screamboat. So let's check out the trailer, and then we'll get back to you guys, okay? All right. We'll be right there.
Welcome aboard the Staten Island Ferry.
This boat is cursed. We're all going to die.
You said that last week and the week before.
I heard stories about a monster that lurked in the underbelly of the ferry. Steamboat Willie.
That's gonna make one fucked up cartoon someday.
Come quick! Everything is not cool. We have a huge rodent problem.
What the fuck are you?
It was like a demonic rodent with shorts and a hat. Maybe it wants some cheese.
I said we forced his ass overboard.
Our world is fucked. Willie's world? It's the happiest place on earth.
It is a small world after all.
Did you see the size of that mouse? Holy shnikes. Yeah, man, that was pretty cool. And that's David Howard Thornton in that wardrobe, that costume. That is amazing. He looks like a psycho Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, a couple of things I wanted to point out about this trailer. So, like I said, support indie horror. This is definitely an independent horror film. I think it's produced by the same guy that produced Stream. I've talked to Jason a little bit via like instant messenger. I've shot him some stuff, but he's a really busy guy. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and it takes place on the Staten Island Ferry. So if you guys don't know the history about the Staten Island Ferry, I think this is the same one that Colin Jost and Pete Davidson bought. So first of all, you can fact check that all day long. I don't know. I can sit here and look it up on my phone, but I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'm just saying that I know that Pete Davidson is a huge Terrifier fan. So he probably leased this out for their location, because, during locations you got to find unique places to shoot. And obviously this is a take off of Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie was a Disney cartoon. I think it was like the first Disney cartoon. It was black and white. And what happens usually with these kind of films is that, I don't know if it's the IP runs out or the copyright or however that works, but they make little like these horror movies that kind of are based on those characters. So that was a lot of fun. I got to tell you, that mouse, though, geez Louise. David Howard Thornton, I love you, man. I just got to tell you that right now. I mentioned you earlier. Rhea Ripley mentioned you earlier on a post. She said if there was one person. And guys, if you don't know who Rhea Ripley is, I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley is the biggest female star in the WWE. Yeah, I said it. Okay, I'm a huge wrestling nerd, but I'm sorry. Rhea is it. She has taken the women's wrestling game up to this level now, and it's awesome. She's my daughter's favorite wrestler. She actually reposted a post. I'll show it right now here in a minute, but she reposted my daughter did this little, when you just do like the lip syncing on Instagram or TikTok, and they had a Rhea Ripley filter, so she used that. Anyway, back to Screamboat. So I love Screamboat because, once again, it feels a little Terrifier-ish. It feels the way they shoot these films. I love it because it is slapstick horror. It's really great, good slapstick horror. It's something that I feel like the genre really needs, because if you go back to the 80s and 90s, even the 70s, and like I said, I'm not an expert. Okay, I know some of you guys out there are. I'm just talking here. I'm an entertainer. I'm an actor, but I love the genre. And I hope to be casted in one of the Terrifier movies. Maybe if they do Terrifier 5, I can get there. But I got to tell you guys, that's that these guys that are doing these films, they do it because indie horror, because for us, the audience, they love us. I mean, they've sacrificed some things. I mean, I know Damien Leone had a studio offer, and they told him that it was too violent or something, and so, you know, they turned it down. They turned it down, guys. I mean, isn't that crazy to think that you turned down a studio project because of your passion for horror and you want to make your stuff? And that's what we do here at Creative Kill as well. Okay? We are about the audience. We are about the fans. We're not about these big budget movies and stuff like that. And trust me, am I telling you that it wouldn't be great for that to happen? Yes. But us as artists have to have creative control is the thing, okay? And studios love to pick apart. Films that, you know, that are actual director's cuts. So I just don't understand the premise behind this, because and I hate talking numbers, but let's talk numbers real quick. Okay, if you make a film for $100,000 and it goes off to make $20 million, who won? Right? Who won? You did. And obviously, I'm wearing an Art the Clown shirt. The licensing agreements and stuff are all owned by them. So who won? You know, studios are making $200 million films and they're flopping in the box office. You guys got to get back to the basics. You got to get back to the basics. I'm talking Blumhouse. I'm talking about HBO. I'm talking about, you know, you have Last of Us, but you guys have jacked up a bunch of stuff. And I know I may get, you know, blackballed or whatever in the industry for this, but it's the truth. Take original stories and don't bleed them to death. That's all I'm saying. I went on a little rant. Anyway, we're back. So yeah. So I got to tell you though, my favorite part of that trailer was this. I guess it is a small world after all. I mean, come on, guys. It doesn't get any better than that shit. It really doesn't. You know? And I got to tell you, this is the stuff that I like. It's fun. It's fun horror. You know what I mean? First off, it looks like it's produced by the guys that produced the Terrifier series, at least 2 and 3. And I think that's going to be Mr. Jason Levy. He did Stream as well, which was a cool, great indie film, and that was a lot of fun as well. But this one looks like it takes place on the Staten Island Ferry. And I think that's still owned by Colin Jost and Pete Davidson. So I guess they got to shoot on that. And when you talk about film, let me tell you guys, a lot of indie horror has to take place because we're not backed by studios. Okay, so let me kind of give you this breakdown a little bit. So the studios usually are the ones that have all the, you know, the big sound stages and all that stuff, and you want to go there. That's where kind of our end goal is. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna move on, but I just want to tell everybody, go watch Screamboat. It comes out April 2nd. It's gonna be really, really fun. I'm sure it's in theaters. You just gotta find out where it's at, and then it'll jump on VOD and yada yada yada. You know how it all goes. All right. So here for our next film that we're gonna be sponsoring, or not sponsoring, but endorsing today, because I don't get any money from these guys. I'm sorry. I don't get any money from these guys. So, you know, this one's going to be a lot of fun too, because it's kind of the same thing. So I'm just going to throw up the trailer and you guys will know. You guys will know exactly who this character is. And this one I'm really excited about because I watched the cartoon as a kid. And, he was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. So I'm 48 years old. I know this outdates some of you guys, but Popeye was fun. So watch this, and we'll be back.
What the hell is all this stuff for?
It's the equipment I checked out for my documentary.
Oh, is this that pirate man thing you were going on about in class?
Sailor man. Tonight's the last night we can get inside.
They're, you know, aware of the charming stories circulating about this place.
I don't believe in ghost stories.
He's not a ghost. The Sailor Man is real. He doesn't take kindly to visitors stopping on his doorstep.
If she's just doing some school project, then why won't she just pick the phone up?
Oh yeah? What should I do?
She said they're going to be at the old canning factory, right? Let's go down there.
Do you know why the factory closed down 20 years ago? There was a spinach contamination.
I am what I am.
Oh my God, that was awesome. Did you guys see that head stomp at the end? Wow, that thing looked like a watermelon busted. Oh my gosh, that was freaking awesome. Sorry, on podcast platforms you can't see it, but look it up. It's so hilarious. So obviously the movie is called Popeye the Slayer Man. That is an excellent excellent concept. Man, he looks great too. I got to tell you. So I loved Popeye as a kid. So if you grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, that cartoon we didn't have like the internet and shit like that. So, basically we had what we had on our network television channels. And so on Saturday mornings, or I think this one even came on like before we went to school and stuff, or maybe when we came home from after school, like with Woody the Woodpecker and Huckleberry Hound and Yogi Bear and his buddies. It's funny. I'm gonna throw up a picture here in a little bit, but I went to a place in Houston, Texas. I'm from Dallas originally, and from a little spot from Oak Cliff. Love you guys, but I went to a place in Houston. It used to be called Hanna-Barbera Land. And Hanna-Barbera owns the IP for like Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound. There's a couple more. I have to look them up. Oh, sorry, I've had too much weed. But, when you turn 48, your memory starts going. Anyway, let's go back to Popeye the Slayer Man. So this movie looks a lot of fun too, and I'm excited about it just because it's a character from my generation that they've taken and they've obviously juiced it up, because he looks juiced up, doesn't he? Golly, he looks like literally Popeye on spinach steroids. You know what I'm saying? Jeez Louise, that was so great. And then he looks so creepy. He looks really, really, really creepy. The big chin, and the arms, the forearms. Holy shit, that is awesome. Yeah, I'm super stoked about this film as well. And I know that it's kind of like Screamboat and this back to back. Yeah, but they're both coming out. I mean, I actually, let me confirm this real quick. I want to say Popeye the Slayer Man. Maybe, I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't seen it, but hold on one second here. Let's check this out, guys. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. We're gonna cut on that part, but and we'll pick up in a new. Okay, so we're picking back up. So hold on one second. We're not gonna pick back up just yet. Okay. Hold on. Just a second. Okay, guys, we're back. Oh my gosh, that trailer was amazing. Okay, let's get it. Okay, so I'm back with you. Sorry, I wanted to confirm so it's already out. It looks like it's on VOD and it's in theaters. It came out March the 21st, and so that's a really exciting thing. So anyway, oh man, talk about some cool stuff with indie horror. So let's break down some things real quick too. You know, I got to tell you, we have got to support each other in indie horror. You know, my big thing is this, and maybe this just comes from me from being, you know, part of a, you know, guys that were a team and a unit in security and doing operator stuff and all this crazy stuff that we did, you know, 20 years ago, 10 years ago when I was young and dumb. But indie horror guys. So like I got to tell you, there's a guy by the name of Michael Joy with Joy Horror Entertainment. Mike and I work together. We hired Mike to help promote our film. He helps promote this podcast at no charge. And you guys got to check him out. Joy Horror Entertainment. He basically runs stuff for you on all his social media platforms where these indie horror groups are at, and he pushes it out for you. And he's super reasonable. And so check him out, guys. But anyway, Mike and I were talking, and you know, this is what this whole thing is about. We've got to support each other, because if we want to see the good stuff that we want to see, the studios aren't going to do that. They're going to go with whatever makes money. So let's look at Smile, for an instance. Smile, amazing movie. I even like Smile 2, but they've already greenlit Smile 3. And then they're going to go 4, 5, 6. And I get it, okay? Different stories, I totally get it. But it just seems like with indie horror, if you get a sequel, they kind of get better. And with studio horror, it kind of gets worse. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. Because we know what to expect from our indie horror people. We don't censor shit. We love the slashers. We love the blood. We love the gore. But, you know, there's people that don't. So that's what studios are about, because they have investors. You know, they have people that you know, they've got this, I guess you would say, you know, they're on the stock market. And so they don't want to have any kind of, I guess you would say, they don't want any controversy, which is kind of messed up, because controversy is what brings people to the box office. Listen to me. Look at me, studios. I'm telling you this right now. That's what brings us to the box office. Let us go. Let us do our thing. Okay? If you don't, you guys are just going to keep losing. I'm serious. If you keep sequeling everything out, get some original content out there. Get like Neon. Get like A24. And I don't know the history behind those production companies or the distributors or whatever, but you know, like Fuzz Off the Lens, those guys, they took nothing. They made something out of nothing. They made one of the greatest slasher series in the Terrifier series in the last 20 years. We haven't had anything like that, guys. You know? We really haven't. And they took this small indie film and they've blown it up into, and I'm not sitting here trying to kiss their ass. I'm really not. I just love it that much. I enjoy it. It makes me get scared. It makes me laugh. It makes me cringe at times. I mean, shit, the first Terrifier when he cut that chick in half. Come on. We all cringed. Everybody cringed. You know? So it's like, I have a passion for this stuff, and the bug has bit me, so I'm there. Going forward, you know, you don't look back. So anyway, so the third video I'm going to show today is a proof of concept video, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the reason why I say it's going to be a lot of fun is because it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And when I say proof of concept, let me let you guys know this. So when you're in the film community and you want to make a movie and you want somebody to invest it, usually you got to shoot something before. You got to shoot something that's going to make it, you know, kind of show you what you're going to do. So again, You can fact check me. You can, shit all over me. Just kidding. But it's like, I know that Damien Leone, and I hope I'm not butchering your name, Damien. I really do. But I know him, and he did the concept for Art the Clown. And then obviously they crowdfunded, and they got Terrifier and Terrifier 2. And then I don't know how the rest of that went. I'm not in their business plan. But I know that they did a proof of concept, basically. And so that's this next small video I'm going to show you. And again, they are not paying me at all. Okay, guys? This is just straight up me trying to help out other horror filmmakers, other indie horror filmmakers. And this one it's pretty cool who's doing it, because you don't hear of professional athletes getting into horror. And so we have a former NFL player, and he has decided to jump into the indie horror game too. And we're super stoked about his project. So why don't you check this out, and I'll get back with you.
Bitsy Spider went up the water spout.
You are the only citizen to make it out of town following this event.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
I was there when those things took them. Got us one by one.
Bitsy Spider went up the spout again.
Oh my gosh, guys, that was awesome. That was Creaster. So that is from the former NFL player. His name is Philip Buchanan. If you guys don't remember, he's around my age. So you guys, we may not remember him, but Philip, great work, man. That looks cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Faculty, how those little worm things kind of come out of you and stuff like that. I love like, stuff when it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or like stuff where people's the crazies, stuff where people get taken over by some kind of supernatural element, or maybe an alien or some kind of crazy virus or something. I don't really know, but I know that Philip has David Gear and Chelsea Vale, and I guess they're with Shadow Vale Productions, and they're the ones that are trying to get this proof of concept so they can get this thing greenlit. So guys, support them. Support them. And it's looked like it's directed by a gentleman by the name of Jacob. Hold on one second here. Let me get this for you guys. Sorry, Jacob, I butchered the name, but it's going to be... Okay, guys, that was Creaster. That was crazy. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like The Faculty. Do you remember The Faculty, when those little worm things that come out of you? I love those movies where people get possessed or get taken over by some kind of virus or supernatural alien. It kind of looked like a little Venom-ish. Venom is my guy too in Marvel. I love Venom, but yeah, that looks cool. And so that was done by the ex-NFL player or former NFL player, Philip Buchanan. Okay, guys, and he's partnered. It looks like with it's going to be David Gear and Chelsea Vale. And directed, and Jacob Cooney directed it. So I'm checking my stuff here to make sure I got everything correct, because Jacob Cooney is the director of that. And then it's a proof of concept. So whenever, if we see like a crowdfunding campaign or whatever, we need to support these guys. Okay. Come on, guys, let everybody get in. We need to support as much indie horror as possible. When you go to the cons, when you go to IMDb, or not IMDb, sorry, YouTube, and you look at like, we've got to support these guys, because we're the guys that want to make you the new stuff. We want to get it out there for you. So anyway, that looks like a really cool movie, and I'm going to support you, Darren. I got you back. Sorry, Philip. It's Philip Darren Buchanan. My bad. But Jacob, Philip, I got you. I can't wait to see the film. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, so anyway, guys, I'm just, this is going to be Big John's Horror Corner because those are my 3 spotlighted segments today. This is more of a podcast platform than it is our actual web series show. It's going to go up on our YouTube channel, and then you're going to see all these cool things, but these cool videos and stuff. But this is I want to put a spotlight on independent horror films now. I really do, because I just think it's what the genre needs. You know it and I know it. You know it and I know it. It's a things have gotten too censored. And I hate the word fucking woke. I just said that. I hate it. I think that we all, as a human race, need to evolve, and love each other. Yeah, I used this the other day, and you guys are going to love this. I saw it on an Instagram post, so don't credit me for this. But it says, it's kind of like the whole immigration and all that stuff. The only minorities we need to worry about in this country are the billionaires. And guess who runs those studios? I mean, come on. Look at Disney. Look at Warner's. Look at Apple. They're not successful. They're not being successful on their stuff. So you guys got to go find new filmmakers. You got to find new writers. You got to find people that are passionate about these things. Lionsgate's going out of business. Lionsgate. That was our shit back in the day. It's kind of fucked up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't cuss like that, but it makes me so upset. It makes me so upset when I see these things. And I'm a little whacked out. You know what I mean? I reach out to people. I've found a lot of talent on Instagram. I'll tell you that right now. And then I get on IMDb Pro, like with our casting and stuff. And I go to cons and I talk to these actors and I talk to people in our industry, and they're frustrated too because they just can't seem to, it's going a weird direction. And AI too, I think some of the AI stuff is really cool, guys. I use AI. I do. I use AI on our paperwork. I use it. I've got like this virtual assistant now and stuff. It's really nice because when you're starting out, you need as much an advantage as you possibly get in indie horror, and because everything's against you. Absolutely everything's against you. And then we gotta stop calling out competition for each other. We've got to support each other. The thing about film, it's supposed to be art. It's not supposed to be a product. And that's what upsets me about these things that's going on now in this like the way the entertainment industry is going, because it's like they're more worried about the IP and marketing and product placement and blah 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 blah. I mean, we've seen these sequels that are just terrible. If they just take a gamble on some of us new guys, I'll tell you this, we'd bring it to the table. We would bring it to the table. I mean, shit, I just saw Robert Rodriguez, Eli Roth. These guys are starting their own studios, their own production companies, because the studios have stopped funding things like ours, stopped funding projects like ours, And we're actually making money versus some of the other stuff that comes out. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's my big rant. So, anyway, here at the Creative Kill Podcast, guys, we are truly excited to be bringing you guys and featuring independent horror and just featuring some really cool stuff. We get into true crime as well, but that's more on the web series. This is going to be more about these guys, us, independent horror filmmakers, and it's probably just going to be me. Wolf may come in on sometimes with me, depending on if he's working or not. Yeah, we have day jobs. That's what happens when you try to fund or try to get started. You got to keep your real job, you know. And the acting world is in the United States right now is very slow. Performing is very slow. A lot of stuff's moved overseas because it's cheaper to film there, you know. So anyway, it's just a very, very, very weird time in our industry. I've been doing this now for about 8 years, but I did security for like actors. We did what's called bodyguard work and stuff like that. I tell some stories on the web series about it, but sorry, I gotta stretch out a little bit here. But I'm being just more real with you guys today. You know, our show's fun. You know, we have our little gimmick at the end. It's called, you know, where the guest has a killer experience. And I got to tell you something. I don't want to call the person out by name because I love her. I think she is one of the most fantastic performers that are going right now. I mean, she caught my eye on Instagram, and I haven't stopped. But you know, we do this gimmick at the end of our show where the guest has a killer experience, and we finally got our first denial of a guest, and it wasn't from her; it was from her PR team. She told them we were too violent, too gory. That it's not good for the brand. You know what? So here's what I'm going to do today. To wrap this thing up, I just want to tell everybody. Number one is, okay, guys, if you have an indie horror short, a feature, anything that you want to promote, send it to us. Okay, send it to us. We'll look it over. And I'm not going to sit here and judge, and I'm not going to say something's better than it's not, because I don't do that. I don't criticize people. This is hard work. And if you're doing this, if you're out there and you're fucking doing this, good for you. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep striving. There are so many people, so many boundaries, so many people that are against you. I mean, because a lot of times, okay, I'm going to tell a quick story. So I went to go see my dad. And, you know, I came back. We went to West Virginia, and I came back, and we were on a plane, and we were flying through Georgia. And, you know, and then we got back to Albuquerque, and I was just, like, so hungover from the flight, or I guess jet lagged or whatever. But the next day I was at the gym, and somebody recognized me from our podcast. And they said, you know, hey, they're like, you're with that Creative Kill podcast. And we weren't even big. I think we had shot like 2 episodes, 3 episodes. I mean, we're only on episode 6 of the web series. This is this is my first real podcast. I'm taping it, of course, so we can do reels and stuff so you guys can listen to it. But anyway, so this lady's like, I do not like what you do. You know, and I was like, what do you mean by that? And she goes, well, you promote horror movies. You promote horror and true crime and all that. And I said, yeah, we do. We do. I said, but have you ever watched CSI? Have you ever watched NCIS? You guys watch all these network television shows. There's a new one about serial killers on NBC called The Hunting Party. You know, stuff like that. And it's just because the good guy wins. That's the only reason why you guys like it. And I get it. It makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Well, guess what? And I'm not going to call us freaks, but we kind of are. We like to be like scared, and we like the bad guy to win sometimes, you know, because they have these cool character arcs, and they, you know, it's just different. And it's different, and it's fun, and it plays with your imagination. It's like every single episode of CSI or whatever, you know, one of these other ones, Tracker or NCIS or, you know, anything. They all end the same. They all end the same. Maybe every once in a while they'll throw in like a character gets killed or whatever, you know, because they have to write them off the show. But, you know, I got to tell you, I'm actually very impressed. I don't watch a whole lot of network television, but I was involved in a project here. It was called The Cleaning Lady. And I got to tell you, they did really well with the network television. And shout out to LD and Martha. Love you guys. LD directed me in an episode this year. I play a coroner with a dead body. Anyway, oops, I probably shouldn't have said that, but it'll be okay. But, you know, It's just like, yeah, I get it. The good guy wins. We don't want the good guy to win in ours. We like the bad guy. It's like some Razor Ramon shit. And so I just want everybody to realize that, we're out here, we're trying to make it. And, don't judge us because we see what the other side's like. You know what I mean? So, anyway. All right, I guess I got to sign off on this thing. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank 519 Studios. I want to thank Joy Horror Entertainment. Michael Joy, love you, brother. See you soon. We're going to make a movie this year. I want to thank Wolf Krusemark Art. Wolf, you're my boy. Love you. Doughboy Cookies, thank you. Psych Society, that's Dizzy's company. If you guys don't know, Dizzy Lokes is one of my co-hosts. I try to plug everything for all my friends because we're out here, we're grinding, we're trying to make it. So check these things out, guys. Check them out. The websites, we'll put the links in the bio in the descriptions and stuff like that. Sit here and fix this mic a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to be bringing, hopefully twice a week, I'm going to be bringing you guys some fun stuff. Okay? I'm going to try to do the show. It's really hard to produce stuff like this. It's even, to get it out there, we've ran into some struggles, trying to get sponsors, stuff like that, because we want to get some good guests on it for you. So, anyway, if you want to sponsor the show, hit us up, creativekillproductions@gmail.com, or you can PM us on Instagram. We don't answer Facebook a whole lot because Facebook's just gotten so bad, and then TikTok, I don't know what's happening with that, but we post our stuff on TikTok, and we've had some pretty fun views and stuff like that, but we mainly run off of Instagram. That's kind of our place, our home. And guys, that's it for today. So I just want to what I was going to tell you is if you're interested in being a sponsor, you got that. And then guys, like and subscribe to these guys, even ours. Like and subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. Support each other. You know what I'm saying? You producers that are got on like Screamboat, I'm throwing this out there for you right now. I did this for you for nothing. But you guys got to the interaction with the fans is what is making this movement happen. And we all need to be together, and we need to just keep pushing. Crowdfund, and when I tell people, like, when you crowdfund, guys, there's like the Horror Gallery. We work with them. They're an Instagram page, right? I'm throwing an advertisement up on their platform pretty soon. But, it's like, just throw $10 in on a crowdfunding campaign. You never know. So, like, imagine if, let's do the math. 1.3 million people have the Horror Gallery followers have, and every one of them put in $10. What kind of movie would you get? You see where I'm going with that? With guys like us, with guys like Damien, guys like Phil Falcone, guys like Jason Levy, guys like John Roberts, Wolf Krusemark. Think about that. And I'm not sitting here trying to pitch us and sell us, but we are going to make something fun and special. And guys, when I tell you with the cast, we have really great actors in our film. They're not probably your Brad Pitts or your, whoever, but they're everybody that you guys know. And what we're trying to do is our model is we're trying to bring in fan favorites from other genres. So it's like sci-fi, comic book, any kind of nerd genre. We're bringing in actors from different things, and I gotta finally. I know I've had to wrap this thing up. I keep on saying I'm going to, but my thing is that I like performers, and when I say performers, I'm talking about we've got a couple of. I guess you want to call them sports entertainers, but wrestlers. And I told you I'm a huge WWE fan. We've got a couple of wrestlers that we're working with right now, and then we've got stand-up comics. I love comedy. I love stand-up comedy. That's my other favorite thing other than horror. And Instagram is a really, really great place to find some independent, cool comedians, and they want to work too. You know, they want to be actors, and if you see them on stage, it's like, okay, wrestlers and comedians is where I'm going with this. The reason why I love them is because they perform in front of live audiences. I know television and film's different, you know, but at the same time, these guys have balls. These guys get up there and they get shit on all the time by live people. You know what I mean? But then once they get their following, I got to tell you, there's this comic that she came through Albuquerque. I couldn't see her because I was shooting one of our shows, but her name's Natalie Como, and she's awesome. You guys should follow her. She's fun, but she loves the horror genre. And then there's a couple other comics that I've seen that love it. You know, we have Zach Abeda coming on our show. He's not going to be on our show for a little bit because we had to do some rescheduling, but he's blowing up. He's blowing up here in Albuquerque, guys. You know what I mean? And so if you are a true lover of horror, indie horror, true crime, supernatural stuff, and you are a celebrity, or if you have somebody of notoriety or whatever and you want to come on our show, obviously it's not going to happen here in the podcast booth, but it will happen downstairs in Studio A. So what I'm trying to get at is hit us up. We'd love to have you on the show. We're doing remote guests as well. So I've talked to Stephen C. Miller from Werewolves. We just booked one of these actors, and I got to tell you, again, everybody, you know, they know him, but he's so talented. His name is Happy Anderson. And Happy is an amazing guy. I worked with him on a film here called Maggie Moore's. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but he was in he was in Mindhunter. Y'all remember Mindhunter, don't you? Oh, hell yeah, you remember Mindhunter. Golly, they need to bring that shit back for season 3, don't they? I mean, come on. Anyway, guys, support. We need to back each other up. Support each other, okay? Quit ripping on each other. Quit telling each other our work is shit. It's trash. I hate that. I can't stand that. There's a lot of hard work that goes in. And you know what? I got to tell you critics right now, and I'm probably going to get blown up for this, but I get it. You're doing it for views and clicks. But you know what, man? It's time to just let it go. Just promote it. Just put it out there. Help these artists. Okay? Quit trashing something that you put no work into. Just, you know what I say, and I've said it in other episodes, but it's just not for me. That's what I tell people. It just wasn't for me. But you don't have to say it was trash. I freaking hate that. I'm trying not to curse. I curse like a sailor. I curse like Popeye the Slayer Man. Just kidding. Anyway, guys, I just want to thank everybody again. We thanked our sponsors earlier, and then I just want to shout out to Screamboat, Popeye the Slayer Man, and Creaster. Good luck to you guys. Can't wait. I can't wait to see your stuff. We're signing off today. It's John Roberts, Creative Kill Productions, Creative Kill Podcast, Finding 66, all of my stuff. Anyway, I love all of you guys. Okay? And then we also do a little segment called Helping with Horror. And just stay kind, guys. You know, there's a lot of shit going on out there. There's a lot of horror, real horror going out there in this world right now. I'm kind of choking up because it's sad. It's sad that we can't all come together and just, I don't know. Anyway, I love all you guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Ben and I are coming in pretty soon. I think we're going to do some reaction videos to some ghost stuff, so it'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, I love all you guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Creative Kill.